Gave himself a great kill box to play out against the statue push. Just have to be careful, of course, of Study being taken away by the Wolves if they decide to go for pressure there. SPOIT, however, will lose quite a bit of that setup on top of his own HP, but he gets immediate revenge with a wild peek out into Study. Tries to make it two, but Deadshot responds, and now the take begins. They waste no time moving in for site control. Diaz will respond in terms of kills, but he's currently trying to fight for Gunvault, and that's the problem. Deadshot has clean pathing to move himself over into bar. Immediately takes that, downs out another player as well. Kino tries to duck and cover. Obviously not going to work. Iconic gets revenge from below to finally eliminate Deadshot, and with that we'll go down to a 2v2. Shinka had the confidence to go for a plant, but he since canceled it, as M80 is quickly closing the gap on these players. However, it's an overconfident retake. P4 is primed. They're ready to shut down not just one, but both of the remaining members of the defense here to give the opening round over to the Wolves. Teammates will begin to carve their way forward, but there's quite that active defense that's still been set up by M80 over here in the hallways. But good drone placement is going to allow for an aggressive peek to come out from Mowgli. The shots, unfortunately, not landing in the way they need to, and it's 2 for 2 for Iconic. With regards to the Nitro cells as well, he strikes true. More kills are beginning to flow in, but they're all in the favor of M80, save for one from P4. He unfortunately will not be able to sustain. Goes down to Iconic. It's another very quick round. This time, though, it's in the favor of M80. Things should start to get a little bit more palatable to begin actually pressuring the site. But as you'll see, a few pieces of utility still sit in the way. Mowgli tries to force the issue yet again and is immediately doused by Kino. The upstairs roam, again, has not been dealt with. So Iconic and Gomez strike from those positions yet again. Shinka making his own play here in the meanwhile. Just 2 direct entries. Problem is, obviously, he's alone here. And now with a sliver of HP to play off of, one wrong step leads to his elimination and a loss of this round, alongside M80 taking control of the lead. We'll see if Iconic can actually capture the counter here, but once again, Shinka holds on. A third kill inside of this 1vx. It would be an outright 1v5 clutch if Shinka can bring it to bear. It's certainly starting to look a little bit more plausible, but the plant still needs to go down onto the ground. Noise is made. An immediate shift in positioning is played out from M80. He spots Iconic sitting behind the reinforcement, but just can't get the shot against him. Trying to spray into it. Smart play to go for the Selma, but then the crouch up top gives the angle over to SPOIT to shut down the round and put it in M80's hands anyway. He's aware of the positioning that's already here downstairs, but it seems like Wolves have somewhat of an idea of it. Regardless, though, it's a tough situation for the Wolves to fight their way out of. A P4 finds the first strike from that. Takes down Gomez. SPOIT will respond, knocking out P4. Just like that, M80 are back into the round. Still down a player here, though, and Mowgli pushes it one step further as he gets another entry into the site itself against Diaz. Kino goes wild, peeking all the way into Study, pays the price for it as he goes down to Mowgli. SPOIT once again responds, but now he is alone in the 1v3, forces his way back into the site, gets the down against Mowgli, and kills him in the process. Bibu should still have a pretty clean plant. SPOIT's going to need to rotate through Gunvault. He's got a way to work himself outside of that, and as you saw there, red ping on Deadshot. So has full player intel. Deadshot realized that because it was a red ping, so he backed away from it, got himself out of the hot zone here, and now SPOIT playing purely on instinct, and oh, very nearly gets that headshot against Deadshot here. Now trying to get the better of the Fontaine, but this is an impossible situation, it seems, to win out. As we can see, Deadshot's going all the way down below. SPOIT's just going to hop onto the counter to fuse, see if he can force the issue. Nade goes in. It actually banks off of one of those wood barriers, though, so it's not going to get the full kill. The shield is dropped, and Deadshot, actually, with a shot from below, will finish things off as Wolves go 2-0 on the AVG attacks. It's not going to really change the overall result of the explosion of that Rotero drone. It still gets rid of the deployable shield ultimately at the end of the day. Deadshot quickly chucking in the first Candela, and the second one to follow that one up. Thankfully backs away from the angle just in time, but now the kills go off, because it's all a distraction for Wolves to really entry in from Master Bedroom. And if they'll succeed in at least evenly trading things out while getting some map control in the process, but now SPOIT, aggressive as he always is, swings right back out to steal that progress away. It's Shinka that's taken on the most recent death from the Wolves here, and now put them on the back foot as well. Bibu takes his most recent teammate's death's position. He's going to try to push forward here over towards the connector 4 statuary. Has the ping, but even with it, still cannot win out the fight against SPOIT, and Deadshot gets caught trying to throw another Candela into the face of Diaz. The Candela hit, but unfortunately after he went down, and the round along with it. So M80 once again retake control of the lead. Looks like he made the rotation over through Astro Stairs to get himself into a more playable position. SPOIT is continuing to maintain that top-down advantage, and Mowgli nicely spotted out as he catches Kino rotating back up. He will take him down, but had to overextend into laundry.
These doorways, these windows, They're denying everything from Wolves. Now Shinka will try to do the same, make his way in through Pantry, but P4 still hasn't cleared out upstairs. Shinka drops down on the site, but Bibu can play his trade. That still means they're in a disadvantage. P4 will have to join them if they want any chance at ending this half 3-3.
And M80 is just lambs to the slaughter for them. They're more than happy to accept this big flank coming up here for P4 at least. Has the free kill against Gomez. This is going to rattle the defenses a bit as well here. See M80 shuffled around a bit, as all they have left now is the upstairs positioning. So Wolves will finally get the room they need to go for to plant. Immediately, though, M80 is jumping back into the site. As you can see, some damage being found on a P4. It does not interrupt the plant ultimately. That will finally go down onto the ground. And maybe a round to be claimed for the Wolves along with it. Oh, do they check this hard corner? No, they do not. P4 swings out from it and takes down Iconic. It's the man, the myth, the legend, though, looking to clutch it out. Already 10-3 inside of this game. Can he give us another 1v2 clutch scenario here? Has a good amount of time, about 20 seconds to make this happen. And immediately knocks out one of his two targets. Got the intel on the second one now, but did he read the right rotation direction? No, he does not. P4 wins it out again for the Wolves, and they tie this one up at halftime. And this is even considering the fact that Diaz also got down outside of Study. Now, he should be retrievable, especially with two players still being downstairs, but oh no. Deadshot notices his teammate want to take advantage upon it, and indeed he does. Gets the down onto Iconic as well, finishing him off, of course, and leaving the options even lower here now for M80 to play this one out. Diaz did get retrieved, though, so at least they've got that for themselves. And now it's a 3v5, 20 seconds left. They're not even really in position necessarily to go for the attack. Look at the silhouettes. You can see two players still trying to wreck it, a push up through the main stairs where Bibu is waiting in the wings. Deadshot goes blind for that triple kill shot as well there, and still knocks out Diaz. Second one on top of that, very impressive, of course, but it's Mowgli now to shut things down, and a flawless start to the half for the Wolves as they outright slap members of M80 in the face, trying to take control of AVG. The playoffs. We'll see if that same issue is going to pop up here against the Wolves, but it's Gomez now trying to make the entry mark. It's quite a bit of a response for the defensive side, but Iconic suddenly finds one of them as he lurches forward to the inside of the statue connector in order to pick up the first kill of the round against Mowgli. P4, though, finds a response against Gomez. SPOIT with an angle, but can't land the shot. Bibu steals another member of his team away instead. Kano getting dropped as well. It's two very low HP members remaining. P4 had been down, but now on a rotate. Iconic will be lost as well. SPOIT is all that remains here inside of a 1v3 realistically. Being given nothing from these members. Just 2 rounds left until this game is over. SPOIT can't even make a clean entry. It'll be telegraphed due to that bulletproof sitting on the left side of the wall. The peek from the bedroom, as expected, due to the intel coming in from that bulletproof. But as you guys may have noticed by this point, M80 once again is not necessarily having the easiest time getting this full top-down control. They've gotten a few of the key pieces, such as bedroom itself, but walk-in, as you're going to notice here, bathroom that is still being actively challenged by Mowgli, and he strikes true yet again. Deadshot also is able to pick one up, and not just one, he gets a second kill. Bibu, despite being pre-droned, also is going to catch Iconic. So another failed attack from M80 leaves Diaz in an impossible situation, and it'll quickly be impossible very fast after he's put into it there. P4 shuts it down, and just like that, only a few minutes into the second half, Wolves are already on map and match point. Perfect for it, unfortunately. SPOIT will now move in here. He has a nade prime, so can get rid of that one and open up an actual execute option for his team. Deadshot finally smited as well here, as he'll go down after 6 kills in a row in the second half. So M80 slowing things down, waiting for Wolves to bust out, and immediately making impact upon that, as SPOIT now picks up a double kill over by 90. It's all into Shinka. Although he said it was an impossible situation for M80 before, now it's an impossible situation for the Wolves, as M80 gives us a very clean round, a flawless one, in fact, to take AVG control.
Living room and library, sure, it's not played all that often, but pretty much everyone knows you got to take down the vertical a little bit. That's what Iconic will do, but he's slowed immediately. Falters due to the Banshee, gun uncleared. The roam clear stopped in its tracks by just the one to stop it.
Deadshot looking to potentially get himself involved in this one as well. Tries to go for the quick little impact damage up on top. Ends up blinding himself too, trying to move forward over towards the art vault. Diaz potentially waiting in the wings, catches one of these, rotates perfectly. P4 immediately denied as well. Deadshot, all that remains, as his 2 other teammates quickly finished back off here. Deadshot will also get the finisher off on a Gomez, that they don't get the intel on his rotate if he goes for it, but the plant's still down on the ground, meaning the pressure is on Deadshot himself to make the play here. M80 with the ball in their court now. Just need to hold the line and prevent that retake. This one will go their way. The top down already being established. Deadshot hears that. He knows that one of these players is rotated back up on top, but is it actionable for him? That's the question. And no, it's not, as Diaz goes for the peek from down below instead. M80 picking up this next one as they are looking to complete this task, complete this comeback. Usually has been playing into the favor of M80 because while it may not look like they're accomplishing a whole lot in the immediate moments, they're playing heavily into their drone presence here, and that is building up a winning attack. SPOIT given a second birth of opportunity here as he's allowed to back away from things, but on the actual execute, it'll go to M80 as they just crush the defense outright here. We were so focused on the main stairs play, we didn't even notice the insight defense was falling to pieces. That'll complete the set, complete the comeback, and send us into overtime. Just sight lines Kino needs to open up, not really trying to get a full outright breach onto this wall. Gomez will pop the Banshee, a very obvious signal now given over to Bibu, but he doesn't feel it's the right time to get aggressive. Now Gomez has bypassed it entirely. Still a possibility for a flank, but it could very well lead to the death of this Astro player. Gomez is allowed to work himself in. SPOIT finishes things off and gets a second kill to follow that up against P4. Bibu still on the flank, but he's quickly running out of time and options to make this work. Not to mention there's still a rappel in play behind him as well. Gets the down against one, but SPOIT has taken down his only other teammate. So Iconic just has to simply wait this one out, and never mind, it's SPOIT to get the final kill as well. He goes huge here with, I believe, 4 out of 5 of the frags on the first round of overtime.
Attack and 2 already gone, 1 caught by a magnet, but 1 does destroy that shield, so Gomez can't get it as aggressive inside a bedroom as he was before. M80 might just be prepping. Indeed they will. Frostmat gone, but the first initial fight goes M80's way. Maybe an advantage, but no, it's still 3-3 effectively with SPOIT down. Now they've got a lead, but Shinka's on low HP. If M80 can fight back and take down the Ace, who's likely on their back line, it'll be a 2-2. Bibu only done a little bit of damage to that C4 above, and with still a minute left, he can use those grenades to clear out positions held by Sekino, or just give some security inside of the site. But with Bibu now whittled down, Wolves might just have to get on the aggressive.
Play out from Kino, it's not gonna work. Deadshot immediately captures it when he tries to go for the swing around from Laundry. Iconic now left alone, but at full HP. So could still play this one down, but oh no, the barricade in the way. There's no easy rotate to get himself back into the site either. He's been completely blocked out. He'll have to try and find a way to get rid of this, but again, that's gonna telegraph him so much. He'll be able to certainly get into post-plant positions by the time he reckons himself back into the site. Goes for it now, but he just cannot find anyone. It's Ring around the Rosie, and he cannot find an opponent. Wolves will win it out once again, and they give themselves that final 15th round to still try and win out this game. Again, they are beginning to run low on time to actually rattle off the rest of that checklist. But here we go, at least one more step being accomplished from it as they do take down that deployable shield. So that'll give them some options to execute in for either study or that death store area.
Bibu going for a huge flank up red stairs. He has the angle, he's got 2 kills! Gomez and Kino fall. Diaz not long for the world either. Iconic and SPOIT make that just the European import in a 1v5 and a clash in his way. Wolves now, it's all a formality. They just need to go through the motions and electrocute SPOIT to death. The Wolves take down the NAL champions in a barn burner to open up the Swiss.